Hi there, my name is Rotten Apple, your animated OS assistant and friend. And I know what's going on in some of your heads. Don't even think about comparing me to Clippy. He is beneath me. And he owes me money. So I hear you're looking for a new Mac, or you clicked on this video because you think I'm quite the looker. Either way, you've come to the right place. So you want a new Mac because you've never had one before, or you want a new Mac because you have an older Mac and you feel like it's time to upgrade, or you have a PC and just wondering what all the fuss is about. Don't fret, as I'm here to break it down for you. Keep in mind that all of these Macs I will mention run on Apple Silicon, which is Apple's native chip. Every Mac released in 2020 and later has an Apple Silicon chip and is considered the modern generation of Macs. The quickest way to determine if a Mac has an Apple Silicon chip is in the name. If a Mac has a code word that starts with the letter M followed by a number, then it is an Apple Silicon Mac. They are both powerful enough to handle all of your tasks and efficient enough not to pull a hole in your electric bill. There are 4 tiers of Apple Silicon chips. There's the regular chip, the Pro, the Max, and the Ultra. Higher tier chips are usually reserved for the more flagship back models, so you wouldn't see an M4 Pro chip on an iMac or an Ultra chip on a MacBook, though most people watching probably wouldn't need that much power anyway. For the sake of clarity, I will be going over the Macs currently available on Apple's website. Getting a more recent Mac version only solidifies you future-proofing your purchase better, but you cannot do any wrong going for the past generations of Apple Silicon Macs depending on your workflow, which are M1 onwards. A lot of what I say still applies to past generations, but I recommend that you do further research to help solidify your choice of what works best for you and your budget. I will provide links to what I personally use and vouch for in the description below, including first and third-party peripherals. Also, don't hesitate to look at Apple's refurbished section, which will provide you with some of the highest quality, cheaper pre-owned products you can get online. Now, let's get started. What is a Mac? Macs are a line of personal computers made and distributed by Apple. All Macs since the beginning of time has run Mac OS, their proprietary operating system, and the Macs today are no different. The Mac you decide to buy will most likely be running the latest version of Mac OS, Mac OS 15, officially named Mac OS Sequoia, and we usually get a new version with a new name every year. So, what kind of Macs are there? So there are 2 types of Macs. The MacBook is a laptop designed to go wherever you are, and the Mac desktops are designed to be stationary on a flat surface like a desk, where there are quite a few options to choose from. The Mac Mini, Mac Studio, and Mac Pro are all desktops that require you to have your own peripherals, including a mouse, keyboard, and at least one monitor or screen to use. They are considered plug and play, which means it works right out of the box. All you would need to do is plug it in, connect your respective cables, and turn it on, and you're good to go. The other desktop computer that Apple provides is called the iMac. The iMac is what we call an all-in-one, meaning that buying an iMac will get you everything you need, being as it provides you with a screen, a mouse, and a keyboard, all complementary to the specific color you choose. Now, isn't that neat? The Mac Pro is considered Apple's ultimate machine, as it comes with its own PCIe slots. If you don't know what that is, then it probably isn't for you. And that's absolutely fine, because everything else that Apple provides will be more than enough for your workflow. What is unified memory, and how much do I need? Unified memory is a concept that describes the architecture of Apple's M-series Macs. In simplest terms, it means that the CPU and the GPU share the same memory bank, rather than having their own separate memory. This design choice aims to enhance the performance and efficiency of your Mac. It is essentially Apple's answer to RAM. RAM is what's needed for your computer to do multiple tasks effectively. How much you would need varies on the user. If you use your Mac for everyday tasks like browsing the internet, watching videos, doing office or schoolwork, and some decent creative projects on the side, then you can definitely get away with the base model with no problem. People who use your MacBooks for professional work, like editing large photo and video projects, heavy rendering, and gaming, and tends to have tons of apps and tabs open at all times, should probably opt for more unified memory to accommodate that. Not saying it's not possible in a base model, but you would probably run into more hiccups and wait times if you did. Should I upgrade? In my humblest rotten apple opinion, if you still have a Mac with an Intel chip, now is the best time to do so. If you have a Mac with a base M1 chip, upgrading to the M4 is completely understandable. However, if you feel that your computer runs just fine the way it is, then I would recommend waiting just a little longer for the M5. And that goes for people who have higher tier M1 chips as well. These computers are extremely well made, and a brand spanking new computer isn't going to change that. Your Mac will continue to be supported for years to come, so you can hold out a little bit longer if you want to. If you are experiencing any hiccups or slowdowns with your Mac, double check if your storage is either full or close to full, as that can greatly affect the performance of your Mac. And if so, then save you some money by just investing in some external SSDs and start using that to store your data and work off of. I will leave some recommendations in the description below. Another recommendation I have is the mini PC provided by GEEKOM, who sponsored a portion of this video. The Air 12 Lite mini PC is a small compact mini computer, much like the Mac Mini, but a computer that runs Windows 11. Along with its high quality packaging, it comes with a power supply, an HDMI cord, and a thank you note right out of the box. The front features a power button, 2 USB 3.0 ports, a 9-pin expansion header, and 2 audio jacks for plugging in your microphone, headphones, or speakers. The rear panel comes with a display port, a gigabit Ethernet port, 2 USB 2.0, and 2 USB 3.0 Type A ports, an HDMI video output, a DC jack, and some ventilation holes for cooling. Packed with the latest Intel Alder Lake CPU, this thing is designed to handle your everyday tasks like web browsing, taking notes, and doing office tasks, taking on some of your creative processes, and is even capable of some light gaming. The real estate that this little PC takes is almost non-existent, especially compared to larger, bulkier PCs. So it's quite the handy machine when you're looking for capable power but have very limited space. You can even double its DDR4 memory with its upgradable RAM slot, and it even comes with a VESA mount in case you want to place it behind a monitor and have its presence hidden. Speaking of monitors, it can support up to not 1 but 2 4K monitors with its HDMI and DisplayPort slots, all for a low price of $199. A complete steal if you ask me. So if this cute little guy interests you and you're trying to get a capable mini PC on a budget, feel free to check them out in the description below, and shout out to GEEKOM for sponsoring a portion of this video. So your budget is under $1,000, you say, and you still want a Mac? Well, don't panic. Apple has got you covered. If you're looking for a desktop in particular, and you already have a monitor, keyboard, and mouse, then look no further than the M4 Mac Mini. The M4 Mac Mini is the latest Mac refresh in the lineup, and with the new M4 chip and form factor, it is, in my opinion, the best desktop you can get right now. It is the cheapest Mac you can buy, with no compromises on power. The base model now comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM to better accommodate Apple Intelligence, and you can double the storage and still come up $200 under budget. The M4 Mac Mini can definitely handle all of your everyday tasks and keep up with your creative endeavors as well. If a laptop is something you're looking for, then look no further than a 13-inch M2 MacBook Air, with the base model also retroactively upgraded to 16 gigabytes of unified memory because of Apple Intelligence. This fantastic MacBook is still one of the best laptop choices you can get, full stop. Not to mention, its lightweight and portable build makes it capable of handling your tasks anywhere you choose to be. Huh? Your budget is actually around $1,500, you say? Well, that's great news. There's a couple more options for just $500 more. Besides giving the 13-inch MacBook Air a spec bump, you can also upgrade right to the 13-inch M3 MacBook Air as well, with its 15-inch variant also an option. This model of MacBook is probably the one I recommend for most people, as it's the best all-around device that should cover most, if not all of your needs. But hey, maybe you're looking for something more stationary that will help you get what you need done, but it can also enhance the overall aesthetic of your desk setup. Sounds like you? Then look no further than the 24-inch iMac. Not only does it come in 7 different colorways, but it also comes equipped with Apple's latest M4 chip, as well as its own keyboard and mouse. How convenient is that? With this fantastic and powerful device as an option, the only thing that you really have to worry about is which hue would best match your desk and room setup. Good luck! Whoa, looks like somebody has been saving up. With around $2,000 at your disposal, you can comfortably upgrade to any of the Macs mentioned before with some better unified memory and or storage. But if you're looking for something a little more powerful, let me introduce you to the Pro side of Macs. The MacBook Pro is considered the flagship line of MacBooks, bringing an extra tier of power to your creative workflow. You don't have to worry about any performance hiccups with this much power at your fingertips. The 14-inch M4 is a strong recommendation for this price point, as I believe it provides the best value for what it offers. This generation also comes with the option to upgrade your screen to the nano texture display, which should greatly reduce reflections. For the maximum amount of your budget though, upgrading the chip from an M4 to an M4 Pro would be ideal, since I consider the M4 Pro MacBook Pro the best possible option for a Mac you could get, period. But if you are looking for a desktop in this range, there is the Mac Studio as well, which is probably the greatest computer I've ever used. Keep in mind though, that the latest chip for the Mac Studio at this price point, the M2 Max, is a couple of generations behind, and it will probably get a new updated chip next year, in case you want to hold out on it. However, the power this computer brings is still nothing to scoff at, and probably wouldn't break a sweat dealing with anything you throw at it. Let it be known that anything beyond these options would be considered overkill for the vast majority of people. I mean, the M4 chip in general is pretty overkill, to be honest, but I digress. Those renders would finish that much faster with a higher budget though. So let's see our options anyway. Ah, the big spender, are we? You must regularly sip tea with your pinky up and never drink water without a fresh cucumber in it. I see you, and I envy you. So you're looking to splurge on a big boy Mac, and money is no object. Well, if you do have a cool $3,500 to spare, then look no further than the M4 Max MacBook Pro, the absolute most powerful Mac that Apple has to offer. Operating on a machine that will probably never be used to its absolute fullest extent will be your everyday occurrence. Congratulations, you. Still want a desktop and not willing to wait till next year? How impatient. Then why not splurge on the Mac Studio with the M2 Ultra chip? Yet another crazy and overpowered setup, being that an Ultra chip is just two Max chips put together. What a time to be alive. And if any of you are curious about the Mac Pro, which also shares the M2 Ultra chip, don't be. Get the Studio instead. And with your new Mac, getting the right software for you to use is ideal, and I plan to make a video talking about just that. However, I do have one piece of software for those people who deal with PDFs regularly or irregularly, and that's PDFelement by Wondershare. PDFelement gives you complete freedom and ease when editing PDF documents. Their OCR feature allows you to recognize and extract text from PDFs and images into editable text that it acknowledges in 17 different languages. From there, you can do things like highlight and underline text for better emphasis, add elements like sticky notes, and even secure sensitive documents for better added protection. And when you're done, you can convert your file into every popular format there is, so you will have no trouble with exporting in the specific file type you need. Not to mention, there are fantastic AI features to better enhance your workflow even more. There are also respective apps for both iPad and iPhone, so feel free to check it out in the description below if you're interested. And I can personally vouch for it, as it's the PDF software I've used long before they sponsored this portion of the video. I hope this guide helped shed a little more light on your indecisiveness and made you a little smarter about your spending decisions. Buying a Mac is buying an investment that I hope ultimately benefits everyone involved. But if you do have some money to spare, then I recommend supporting the channel through Patreon. If you would like early access to Ryan Apple videos long before the public gets to see them, or even a little custom avatar to go along with your name, feel free to support me on Patreon along with my Ryan and Ryan Pro subscribers, Vasco, Francisco Beck, Sarah Curie, and Takazma. Thank you all for the support, as it keeps me dropping videos consistently, and thank you viewers for watching. If you want to see more of me, you know what to do. Man, it's always so exciting buying a new Mac. And at this point, I'm still on the M1 Max, and I still don't really feel like I need a new one. But a part of me really wants like 4 or 5 of those M4 Mac minis, man. They're adorable.